How is it going, guys? It's Nutshell here, and today we have a brand new event coming to the game, a key to salvation. This is a brand new Tarkov event for both PvE and PvP, so whichever game mode you're playing, this is available. And there's a couple of things that we can cover within this kind of brief overview. I wanted to get this video out so you guys are up to date with what's going on and what sort of things have actually changed within the game, so you're not surprised when you jump in. So starting off, when you accept the quest, you have essentially the ability to hand over all of the Terror Group Labs keycards. Now, very expensive one to actually do, but you can pick up some acid green flare cartridges, and of course in order to do this you have to turn in all of your keycards, and that can be very expensive. I mean, at the minute you're probably looking in the region of anywhere between about 30 million to 35 million to do this. The red and green both costing about 11 million in total, so 22 million right there. You've got the blue and the violet probably sitting at around 4 million combined, like when you take the average of both of those, so 8 million added on, so you're sitting about 30 million. Black is about 1.7 million, so you're sitting at 32 basically. And then the yellow added in there as well, sitting once again at about 2.2 million, so about 35 million in total, plus a Terror Group Labs access keycard for about 166k to 250, depending on how the prices have fluctuated. Of course, you have to get these, and in order to get them, it can be quite expensive, and so you're going to need quite a few ways of making money. And so we've covered a lot of ways of making money to the game itself, and of course you can do that via a few different ways. We have, of course, the Rusted Room key run that probably most of you, if you're watching the channel, have already seen. We have the Streets guides and all sorts within the loot run videos that you can actually do. But of course, when you do hand this in, you get some stims that are definitely worth the 35 million that you're spending on this. You do get a decent chunk of therapist rep, and there are a few other bits that come in with this event as well. So these things include essentially a new in-game quest. There are 3 added spawns of 6 Sten 140M military batteries. So Sten batteries, of course, these can be used to get yourself car batteries, or just batteries in general, but of course they are available now with a 100% spawn rate on customs, and these areas are new gas, so you can pick them up at the new gas station, and dorms as well as in the fortress as well. The problem is that when they do spawn, these will actually require you to essentially defeat raiders. Raiders will spawn with every single one of these kind of, I guess, places or spots on the map on customs. So when you do go and try and get the military batteries, you're going to have to fight raiders every single time. Of course, the bosses can still spawn, I believe, so you might have to deal with those as well as raiders at the same time. So make sure that you do keep your wits about you when you are entering into Fortress alongside Old Gas, and of course when you are fighting your way through to the dorms as well. So New Gas, dorms, Fortress, or Stronghold, whichever you want to call it, is where you're going to find these as well. And then they can be essentially used for a barter with mechanic, so you can do some barters with mechanic in order to trade in these batteries, which is pretty decent. And of course there is a variety of different ones, so you can get yourself an airframe helmet if you wanted to, which of course a tank battery and some USD. You got yourself a Zuck body armor as well, so you can pick up all kinds of barters for, of course, trading in these. So it depends on where you kind of view spending your money and that sort of thing, but there are a few different barters that you can actually do to pick these up. You can see here we have the violets and all of the key cards that you can pick up. Depending on how many tank batteries that you do get, you could potentially get 3 batteries in one raid, although trying to lug those around the map is going to be horrendous. So just be aware of that if you're wondering about actually picking these up. Now, if you are interested in making a really amazing amount of money in every single one of your raids, what you can do is pick up these tank batteries and sell sell them if you're interested. So already they're probably going up in quite a bit, so just be aware of that. When you're thinking about purchasing these, you can see they're up at 2.2 million. Now, not that long ago, they were about 800k to about 700k. So you can already see they've tripled in price. And of course, that depends on the price of what you're going to be trading them in for. So a red key card is once again 10 million off of the flea if you were to buy it. Now, that was previously, so we haven't actually checked the price of them now, but you can see sitting at 14 million. So they are actually now worth selling for the first time in a long time, which means there is going to be an opportunity for you to make a ton of money, and we'll do a video on this, by using the Dorm's Mark Dream key. Now, this seems very stupid, but essentially what you can do is not only now are the key cards more expensive in every single one that you do have, so you can sell them on the flea for profit now as opposed to just essentially losing money. So some of the keys that we do have available, I think we've still got quite a few. You can see here, these are just ones that I picked up from Mark Dreams, but you can see blue key cards are going for 9 million, which gives you a huge potential to make money, because not only are the Dorm's Mark Dream keys giving out a ton of key cards right now, and if we have a look at the price of the Dorm's Mark Dream key and we go back, hopefully we can actually see it, and they haven't taken them off. Where is it? There we go. The Dorm's Mark Dream key, it was sitting about 24 million to 25 million roughly, so it's still sitting around that sort of price. But bearing in mind how expensive these key cards are, they're going to go through the roof. So because you're making more money on every key card that you get, because you can now sell it for profit as opposed to just trading it into therapists for the minimum value, this is where the Dorm's Mark Dream keys are going to come in useful. So you want to be going there, picking up a tank battery for 2 million every raid by taking out the raiders, as well as then using your Dorm's Mark Dream keys to make even more money, because you're then going to pick up the key cards which you can sell for money as well. So I highly recommend using Dorm's Mark Dream keys, picking up the tank battery in the dorms, and then getting out of that raid. It is going to make you so much money and make the Dorm's Mark Dream key possibly the best way to make money on PvE. And of course on PvP you have this similar sort of story, albeit there's going to be a lot more contestant within the actual dorms themselves to pick up that tank battery and all of that, with the 100% spawn that is in the dorms and the new gas, and of course the stronghold. So highly recommend you go and do that, and I thought I'd let you know about this event in order for you to actually complete it and get it done, so you can pick up the exclusive kind of reward for completing the event. And of course we are going to go ahead and do all of these, and I'll pick myself up a new set of labs keycards afterwards. But with that being said, hopefully this gives you a little guide and little tips as to making a ton of money, and we're going to pick up some Dorm's Mark Dream keys right now so we can make some money as well. So I'm going to do that right now just so you can see. I am going to back up my BS by actually purchasing some of these Dorm's Mark Dream keys, so you get a good indication as to how much you can make. That one is a decent price, and then we'll pick up that one, and then I will pick up another one, and we're going to do a ton of runs on the Dorm's Mark Dream keys anyway. So with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Make sure to go and make yourself a ton of money right now, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.